Molly here. Um, it wasn't much longer until we had gone out to a bar. And we were sitting there, we were gonna get drinks, and evidently there was a guy that walked by us, and evidently this guy looked at me, checked me out. I didn't see it happen, but he did. And I didn't say anything about it to the guy. How do you say something to someone that you don't see? And we left the bar, and we're walking back to the house. And he worked at a place that had beer growlers, which, if you don't know, they're a jug. It's really thick, and they fill it with beer. And we were in the parking lot, and he had it in his hand. And he's yelling at me, and we're standing there, and I'm apologizing over and over and over. I don't think that I've ever said I'm sorry this much in my life, let alone for something that I hadn't done. And he grabbed it, and he swung it at me, and felt like I was in the Matrix. My, cinematic action. He swung it at my head, and I went back, and he missed me by the wind that blew my hair back. And he goes, all right, well, if I can't hit you, I'll hit me. And he took it, and he swung it at his head. In an instinct and a reflex, I put my hand out and put my hand in the middle of his head in that growler. It severed all 3 tendons in my wedding ring finger. It broke the finger in multiple places. And due to that, I can't straighten my finger. I was bleeding a lot, and we went into his apartment where he had 2 roommates, and his roommates had seen some of these behaviors, not really enough. And one of his roommates grabbed a beach towel and wrapped it around my hand. When that growler hit my hand, it shattered, and he got some cuts on his head from the shattered glass. So he was bleeding a little bit too. And I knew that my duty was to wipe off the blood off the floor. So I did. And while I was on my hands and knees wiping that up, I bled through the entire bleach towel. His roommate came back and had taken that towel and grabbed me another beach towel, which I bled through. And he said, this is not okay. This is not... You need to go to the hospital. So he took me to the hospital. His roommate came with me. I don't know if I ever thanked him for that. But he was there and we were in the hospital and I'm lying on the bed and they come in and tell me that I need to have emergency surgery on my hand. A police officer showed up and I lied. And I said it was my fault. I fell. I broke the glass. And his roommate looks at me and goes, is that really your story? Man, if I could change that moment. I lied to my parents about that too. I lied to everybody. I did everything in my power to protect a man that was doing this to me.